So this week is all about coherence. Why do we emphasize practicing coherence? Well, everything is vibrational. None of this is solid. This is an illusion that is created by our brains to make sense of waveforms. So everything is vibration, everything is frequency, everything is resonating. It's like a waveform like this. Everything's doing that. So we're in this huge quantum field of waveforms. So everything in the quantum field, me, you, your dog, the bird on the tree outside, carries an inherent resonance. That is your signature. That's as unique to you as your fingerprint. That's you. And you can call it your tune, you can call it your song, your frequency, but essentially, that is what you're waveforming. And that lets everything in creation know that you exist. And the fact that you exist means that you were called into existence, which means you will always exist. So your frequency, your resonance is a part of the greater symphony of this quantum field. Without you, it wouldn't be the same. So your vibration, vibrational hygiene, resonance hygiene, this is really, really important, because what this is the root of who we are as humans. And this body is a technology. Technology comes from two Greek words. The first one is artisanal fashioning. So imagine an artisan fashioning something lovingly. That's the Greek word techno. Logi comes from the Greek word for word. So you have been called into existence and lovingly fashioned by the great artisan, the one. So you're unique, you're special, and you have a place in this massive, massive network that we find ourselves. So your body holds your resonance. It's a technology. And yes, we have learned through the Kali Yuga from the ancient practices that we have chakras, we have energy centers, and we know that they spin like wheels. And if you're out of alignment, you get energy blockages, and then it manifests finally into the physical world. All right. So first it's vibration, and then it manifests in the material world. So obviously, if we can work on the resonance level, then we're going to be able to manage the physical level more powerfully. So that's why coherence is really important as a practice. So when we're out of flow, all those energy centers, when we're out of flow, and that can happen for all kinds of reasons. I just mentioned one before, being at a wedding, being in a pretty loud, chaotic group. That can pull you out. Going to your family for the holidays can pull you out of sync. Working with people that themselves are very dysfunctional and dissonant, that can pull you out of sync. So there's plenty of ways for us to get out of calibration. And that's why a daily calibration, daily coherence, is going to prime you for beautiful resonance. And that in turn is going to affect everything, including your physical health, but certainly your experience environment. Because remember, we resonate out first, and then the experience is materialized. So consider daily coherence as not just frequency hygiene, but consider it a tuning technique, something that empowers you, something you can do at any time. It's simple, quick, and efficient. It primes you and me to then go out and signal clearly, what is it you want? What are you putting out into your world? But it also enables you to receive clearly, because suddenly your field is a lot clearer. It's a lot more expansive. And remember, we are transceivers. It's a two-way conversation with the quantum field. It's not just one way. So we impact and are impacted by the quantum field rather than reacting. We get to impact, we get to program, and we get to prime and practice through a daily discipline of coherence. So even though we've been taught that all of our energy centers are like wheels that go down in a line, right, on the human body, in actual fact, if you looked at it from a fifth dimensional perspective, all of these circles, all of these centers collapse, would be shown as one sphere. So I want you guys to imagine a sphere, okay? A big sphere, beautiful golden sphere. And I want you to imagine that just under your heart chakra, just under the heart area, okay? And in that sphere, you've got all kinds of wheels spinning, and they're spinning in all different directions. That's what's inside of you. That's your technology. And the closest thing that I have found to what I've been shown, and I shared it today in community conversations, is a gyroscope. Now, when I was a kid, we just called them spinning jennies or spinning tops. And all little kids are just obsessed with spinning things, right? So we are like that. We are like that gyroscope. So when we spin coherently, we prime our electromagnetic field to what the nine have described is to body receive. And that is materialization from the quantum field. That's what that means. We body receive. So through a practice of coherence, we build our spin, we build our velocity, and that expands our bandwidth, our electromagnetic field. And that opens up everything to us. And the nine call this opening up new event horizons. So we're able to push past what has normally been our horizon. And we're able to open up new spaces because we are able to receive, because we're clearer, because we are in a stable velocity. Now, I know it's a lot to take in and it can feel really sciencey, but most of us understand the idea of a spinning top. Most of us get that if it's not spun fast enough, it goes all loppity lop and it falls over and it spins off and it's just chaotic, right? Whereas a really fast spinning top, a gyroscope, especially a gyroscope because it's got a wheel inside the wheel, creates a beautiful, seamless velocity, so powerful that it has been observed to collapse the law of physics. What do we mean? It doesn't operate normally with gravity. It's able somehow to, within its field, create an anti-gravitational force. Now, some scientists are saying that's what's going on with bees. How does a bee get off the ground with those tiny wings? They're engineering a velocity inside of themselves that collapses in the local field, gravity. Now, I'm not saying we're going to all go around levitating, but what I am saying is that we will come into a stable, grounded, now moment presence where we don't get pulled around, where we don't go lopsided through people, places, things, where we know who we are, we know what our center is. And this is why it's called a discipline. And this is why we're invited to do it together. So remember, just like the wedding over the weekend, you had that group that came together that created its own vortex. Groups create energetic fields too, all kinds of groups. So they're deeply magnetic, and that's why there's a gravitational pull. So when we maintain a strong inner velocity through daily coherence, there are plenty of other techniques that will get you there too. This is not the only way. It's just the way that I have been shown, and it's the way that I find most efficient. But there are other ways you can do it too. So when we maintain a resonance schedule, regime, practice, call it what you want, we stay grounded and we stay stable, but we stay in an expansive state. So it's not an atrophy. It's not you resonate here and you don't go any further. Because the more stable you are, the more you can expand and the more you can project and the more you can receive.